Good morning, y'all. It's Sunday morning and it's 57 degrees out here. So you see, I got to be in my big old diving coat. It's very thick and warm, and it goes all the way down to my knees. So I'm warm all over, except for my hands. Yeah, it's Sunday morning, but you know what? It's going to go up to 76 degrees today, this afternoon, so I can still come out here and play in the garden this afternoon. My name's Rachel, and I'm gardening for butterflies on the Alabama Gulf Coast in Zone 9A, and I was just going to show y'all some things that are happening in the garden. It's going to look worse before it gets better, so I'll just dive right in. So last week I cut back the Cecile Bruner rose, and now the arbor is very naked and exposed. And then I also have begun digging up my roses. This is Desdemona, and she looks like she's going to be all right. You can see she's got some new growth on her right here, but she was one of the ones that the armadillos just were digging up relentlessly. And I had this Everillo Carex. I had two of them. There was one on either side, and they had been getting dug around. So I dug them up and split them. And now, one of them I could split into three, and one I cut into four. So I'm going to keep them in pots, and probably when they get bigger, put them in bigger pots. But I cut back, I had a Penta right here. You know, I've got these two right here, but I had one right here, and I cut it down to the ground, and I repotted it. Also, I have, these are still in the ground, of course. You can see there's one there, and there's one there. That's that Blew My Mind Morning Glory. But I had some other ones, and I cut them. I cut them down to the ground, and I dug them up, and I potted them. So hopefully they'll survive the winter. I'm going to dig up my other roses and put them in pots just like this. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to group plants around them in smaller pots, because I don't like these big plain blue ones just kind of standing out like that. I just think it's just a little much. So there's a lot that's going to have to go into fixing that. But I was going to show y'all, look at this hydrangea. Isn't it just so pretty, blooming like right now? I don't really know. My hydrangeas don't look like the ones in the magazines, I can tell you that. Like right now they've got these brown spots on them, and they're look at this one, so pretty. These are hydrangeas that I started from cuttings from some of the ones that I have in the front yard. Things are still looking pretty colorful and cheerful. You know, I rearranged last week to make this look good from the window. So I guess what I should do is come over here and show you. Don't you just love this diamond frost euphorbia? I am loving it so much. This is the first year that I've grown it, and it is one of my favorite things. But let's come through here and turn in this direction so you can see what I'm looking at from my window. And that is just making me so happy. All those fun colors. Man, I was going to talk about this plant right here in case you've never had it or grown it. It is one of my favorites because it's so versatile and it's so favored by bees and pollinators. This is that Thai basil. It's super easy to grow from seed, and look at its sweet little flowers. I bought this I think it was like 3 weeks ago, and it was so tiny, and look, it's already flowering. Now, the ones that I've grown from seed, you know, just threw the seeds out into the yard, they will grow really huge. Like, I think usually like 4 feet tall and about 3 feet wide, because last year I had one that grew up under this summer romance rose, And then the summer romance roses were kind of growing into it. And you know what? Let's see if I can just pop this off. And I love this. Does that not look so pretty with the summer romance rose with this purple? And every time I came out and saw it, I was just in love with it. And just smelling it together even, y'all, that is just so fun. But I was going to show y'all how my over here, I'm liking the colors here, the yellows and the purples, and then I've got this rose that's starting to bud out and bloom, and this is that Sweet Spirit rose. I'm so excited about this because I did not expect this when I dug it up for it to do as well as it has been doing. Look at this, and it smells incredible. I got these roses, the Summer Romance Rose and this Sweet Spirit Rose, and then that Big Mama Rose. I bought them at K&P Nurseries in Alberta, and they have roses, I think, in the spring. The reason why I picked these because they have tons of roses, but these were blooming and I smelled them, and I only wanted roses that had a scent to them. So these are the ones that I picked. My husband picked the California Dreamin' Rose, and while it is pretty and somewhat gaudy, it does not have a scent, so I would never have picked that myself. But isn't that looking pretty? Let me zoom out. I'm liking that. Those bluebeards have kind of fizzled. What I need to do, I don't know what I'm going to do with this rose. I'll stick it here for right now. You can see there's a bloom right here, but I need to read to find out how to take care of them. Maybe I'm supposed to cut off the spent blooms to encourage more of them. Not quite sure. So that's a little bit of a bust right now, but that's probably on me. I will accept responsibility for all the gardening failures. I was going to show y'all some of my cuttings. Let me get over there and show them to you. But before I do, look at this darling little coral nymph salvia that just started growing right here. Isn't it just the cutest? I've been thinking about digging it up, but I really like it with the creeping Jenny and then with the plumbago behind it. That's just so pretty with those three colors together. That makes me happy. When I dug up the Desdemona rose, I had some cuttings from it, and I just stuck them in this pot, and I'm going to see if maybe I can root them, because I know very little about roses and about rooting them. I mean, this one already had this thing on it, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not. So I'm going to keep an eye on this. Maybe I could have some more Desdemona roses. I don't know if David Austin roses are own root roses or if they're on some kind of stock root. But this is how things are going right now. I've got this basil right here and these little, it took them a long time to germinate. These little pansies, they're still, some of them are still popping up. So I'm gonna probably pot those up. I'm not quite sure when I should, but this is something I'm doing this afternoon. I got these snapdragons and dusty millers, and I'm going to put them in some pots over in the garden. I divided these blue-eyed grasses, and they look like they're doing really well. And when I took them out of the pot and cut them up and put them in these pots, I had a few sprigs, and I just tucked them into a pot. I want to show you what's happening with them. Here are some sprigs of those blue-eyed grasses that were just kind of sitting around after I divided them. And so I took them and I tucked them into this pot right here. It looks like I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more if they continue to grow and if I keep watering them. We have still not had rain. But yeah, I'm liking that because I'm growing some stuff out from my other garden, and be nice to have a ton of plants for that. I wanted to show y'all this diamond frost euphorbia. This one I had in a pot, and I think it had kind of outgrown the pot, and I needed the pot for something else, so it looked bad and sad, and so I just took it out of the pot and I plunked it in the ground right here, and now it's coming back and looking great. And now I kind of want to like dig it up and put it in a bigger pot. So this has been kind of my area where when I give up on things, I just put them over here, because I don't want them to die, but then also I don't know whether they're going to live or not, and I keep coming back over here and digging them back up and repotting them. But this is near the orange tree, and you can see the oranges are starting to mature, and they'll be ready probably by the end of November. And then my tangerine tree has been kind of pathetic. The fruits keep falling off, and it just doesn't look good. I don't know why. I don't know if it's been attacked by something, but I mean, you can see that they look icky. Also, the lemon tree doesn't have as many lemons on it as it did last year, and that's on purpose though, because whenever I saw some, I didn't want as many lemons as we had, and it was weighing down the tree. So when I started seeing bunches of them growing together, I just nip them off. And so we're just going to have a few little random lemons this year. Right here. Ooh, that's blown out. This afternoon, I'm definitely going to tackle my bog garden. I've got plenty of rocks to stack up, and this is kind of the layout that I kind of want for them. And I just need to get them in the ground so that they can start to really perform. I'm so excited about my little pitcher plant right there. It's just the cutest thing, and this is just gonna be fun. I like plants that are carnivorous. They're very weird and different. So we're gonna have a good time with this bog garden. It already feels warmer out here. I guess that's because I've been running around with this big coat on. But I don't have too much to show y'all this week. It's been a busy week, and I haven't really gotten to get out here and see my creatures. But I'm gonna do some work, and I'm sure y'all will be too. And I can't wait to find out what y'all been doing. And y'all have a great week. God bless you. Bye.